video, we will be checking the coolant in this 2012 Ford F150. Through the driver's side door, we want to first locate the hood release latch. Releasing our secondary safety latch will give us access to the engine bay. Taking a look inside the engine bay, we want to focus on the driver's side portion of the vehicle. We are looking for the larger of the two reservoirs. This larger reservoir is the coolant reservoir, and we can verify this is the coolant reservoir because on the cap of the reservoir it shows a warning about opening this while the engine is warm and how that would spray hot, scalding coolant all over you. Whereas if the engine is not warm, it would be okay to open it. Taking a look at the side of the reservoir near the air filter housing, we can see a cold fill range. There is a low indicator mark and a high indicator mark. Right now we are sitting right about in the middle of those marks. I personally tend to prefer to be a little bit more on the high side of the cold fill range. So we're going to be adding just a little bit of coolant once we check the health of the coolant. Using an antifreeze test strip, I'm going to submerge the test strip into the reservoir, making sure to coat all three of the pads. I can then compare my test strip with the coolant test key. This will give me an indication of my results. Taking a look at the first pad, I do not have blue coolant, I do not have red coolant, so I'm going to look at the third column for all other coolants. I can see that the color of the pad is most closely related to the 60% row, which gives me a freeze protection of -60 degrees and a boil over protection of 270 degrees. I can then move to the second pad, and if I take a look, that second pad most closely lines up with 3.2, and I can see that it says to go to step 3. If I move to step 3, I can see that my third pad, which is my pH pad, lines up most closely with about 11. Now that is getting near the service end of the recommendation, which means that I should probably service this within the next 6 months or so. However, for the time being and for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to top off my coolant with a little bit of coolant that I've already mixed. I am using Amsoil's propylene glycol low toxicity coolant for this particular engine. And I did go ahead and just fill that all the way up to the top side of that cold fill range. And we can then recap that and make sure it gets secured.